Okay, you're all set.
All right. Um, so do we want to go through and approve last week's minutes?
I have them here.
All right. If you wouldn't mind reading them, Joyce.
Okay. The Bridgewater Cultural Council March 25th, 2025 meeting was called to order at 7:06 PM by President Theo Simeone. Members in attendance were Theo Simeone, Haley Basowich, Nora Tarr, and Joyce Pitta. President Theo Simeone read the minutes of the March 18th, 2025 meeting. President Simeone moved that the minutes be approved, and Joyce Pitta seconded the motion. Haley Basowich and Nora Tarr approved. President Theo Simeone reported that he had received the denial letters that council members had previously submitted to him. President Simeone would set up a template and send out the denial letters. Joyce Pitta mentioned that she didn't know what the reason for the denial letter for the Cranberry Coast concert after she checked the request was to be held in Bridgewater, although no definite site was included. Joyce Pitta will reach out to see if a site has been found. Nora Tarr reminded the council that no approval letters can be sent out until 2 weeks after the denial letters have been made. Those receiving denial letters have 2 weeks to contest the denials. Once this has happened, Haley Basowich will send out the approval letters. Nora Tarr said that we should go back and recheck all requests to be sure that they all met our guidelines and denials had a good reason for denial. After setting our next meeting for April 8th, 2025, President Simeone moved to adjourn the meeting, which was seconded by Haley Basowich. Meeting adjourned at 7:36 PM. Respectfully submitted, Joyce Pitta, Secretary.
All right. I move to approve last meeting's minutes.
Approve.
All right. Seconded, and I don't think there's any
Any changes?
changes. So, all right. Yeah, so as I was kind of alluding to before the meeting started, we sent out the denials last 2 weeks ago, Tuesday. So after tomorrow is the full 2 weeks. I didn't receive any emails. Josh said he did not receive any emails contesting anything. So I'd like to make this easy on everybody tonight. And we have everything that is pending approval in the spreadsheet that we have in there. I think all the values should be worked out. I don't think that I changed any on my end from the last time that we spoke and the last one that I sent out to everybody, but I could send another, just another copy of the latest and greatest that I have on my computer just in case. But what I thought would be good is for our treasurer Haley to go ahead and approve, hit the full approval and full denial on everything tomorrow, and
Okay.
that will conclude the 2024 funding.
I can absolutely do that, and I think that sounds utterly fantastic.
Awesome.
Could I have, Theo, could you send out, at least to me anyways, the monies that, the amounts that are going to each of the ones we approve, so I can get that in the minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send out, actually here, what I'll do right now while we're all here, and that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Let me.
I just think it should be in the minutes, the amounts.
Totally agree. I'm 100% with you. So let me just make sure that I'm getting the latest and greatest. Here we go. All right. amounts. Oh, this one I hid everything. That's why. Okay, hold on. Unhide. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so the total that we ended up with for funding at the end was 22,800. The current budget, if I'm not mistaken, is 23,892. And that leaves us with about 1,000 for anything that comes up last minute kind of deal. And yeah, I will send this out. This is dated March 26th,
Okay,
2025. So I will send this to you all right now.
now,
And then
has every, one been funded for at least $250? Because that's the minimum.
that's the minimum. Ooh, good catch. Let me look.
I think there was only even one that was below that amount. And I think we didn't approve it anyways. There was one for $200. So I don't think there was any even one close to it, but that's just my
There's
recollection.
There is one that was $300. That was Handel's Messiah Sing 2024.
Okay.
So I
I'm
will,
just thinking if there was somebody that requested a small amount and you just did half.
yeah, no,
Be under the
absolutely.
250.
Um, is everyone okay with me giving that the full 300 that they asked for? We have it available, and
Yeah.
there's
Oh, I say yes.
I
Yeah.
agree.
okay. Okay, so there is that. Yeah, everybody else. Oh, there is one more. Um,
Excuse me, I just want to say hello. I'm sorry I'm late.
I know.
hey Nora, not a problem. Let's see here. Oh no, that was never mind. That was a pending denied one anyway. So, oops. Wait, was that a pending denied? Yeah, that was a pending denied. No, I think actually you're right. Let me go ahead and turn off. That's what it is. I was looking at all the denied ones.
We focus so much on denials. We haven't been thinking
I'm
about the approves.
so yeah. All right, let me just go through here. Quick scan. Yes, everything was funded to at least $200. So
No, 250.
250. Ah. Uh
At least that's what I had been told. They had to be at least 250.
yes, no, you're absolutely right. Everything is funded to 250. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Perfect. Let me just make sure that all of this is okay. Yep. Um okay. Yeah, I just need to do a little bit of cleanup of this spreadsheet, and once I do, I will feel better about sending this out. Now that I'm looking at it, I just want to make sure that I've got everything 100% right on here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I know this is me doing some Excel jockeying that nobody can see right now. I
can imagine
apologize
it.
for that. You may talk amongst yourselves if there's anything that's interesting. I hope you've had a good last 2 weeks since we've met.
I'm just enjoying the spring weather.
Enjoying- I was doing the same, Matt. I was literally just looking out the window, enjoying the fact it wasn't raining.
It will be so much better when I think it's next week Monday that it kicks out. All the storms and everything are kicked out, and we get warm
I'm
weather
gonna
again.
stay quiet on the weather front. I was suffering in 90-degree weather.
You know, I would describe that as suffering. I lived in Florida for I want to say nearly 20 years, and I learned during that, actually over 20 years, and I definitely learned I am not a hot weather person. Oh, Microsoft, I love you. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, there we go. It ended up a little bit higher than what I was expecting it would, but I think that's we're still under the total value. So here we go. File save this as. Just make sure I get the right date. It is the 8th today. Perfect. Saved. And I am sending this to everyone now. Matt, what's your email again? For whatever reason, it's
It's Matt Putnam, MATTPUTNAM, followed by the number 1 at Gmail.
whatever reason my Outlook doesn't want to save your address, even though I've sent you emails before.
Doesn't like me. All right.
And then Haley, yours is Haley Athena, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure. Here is the. There we go. Nope, that's not what. There we go. Okay, perfect. Oh, send. Subject line. There we go. Okay, you should all have that in your inbox. So like I said, Haley, I wouldn't do it tonight. I mean, you could probably prep the things by sending the approvals to pending approval. But I wouldn't hit the full approval denial until tomorrow afternoon sometime.
Okay, I will not do that. I will wait until tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'll respond to just whatever previous email chain we have, just letting you guys know when it went out.
Okay. I think that pretty much puts us in a good spot for this year. And I think our next meeting, we're going to have to reaffirm our what is that? What's the reaffirm our criteria for next year's
Like next year's
approvals.
grant proposals.
Yeah, so is there we can either do it, sooner rather than later, or we can put off meeting for a little while. I'm open to either or. Might be helpful to just sort of keep a maybe 2-week cadence to just touch base and talk with each other, but I wanted to get everybody's feel on that.
I'm okay with 2
Yeah,
weeks.
I agree. And I think even if we need to cancel it or something or what have you, but having it on the books, I think is important so that we don't let it go. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm happy to meet in the 2 weeks as well.
Okay.
And I am too. And tax season is almost over. Thank you.
I was
Happy
good
Friday.
this year. I got mine done beginning of this month.
Mhm.
My wife was out of the house and I was able to just sit and focus on numbers, which is my life now. So okay, so let's plan on meeting again in 2 weeks. We'll go over, we don't have to decide the criteria next meeting, but we can at least start discussing them and then give ourselves a pat on the back for, getting through these proposals. Thank you everybody for your help and really appreciate everything, all the work that everybody's done. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Excellent.
When does it open up, again for next year's proposals?
So the financial report due date is October 16th. That's what they said. Guidelines. Let me look. Let me try to get you an answer on this. So the last guideline was August 31st.
August 31st is when they have to have their grant requests in?
No, that was when our last guidelines deadline was. Let's see. So it would probably be the let's see here. So the guidelines are due by August 31st. The grant decisions due that we had was due January 16th. So I imagine, let's see, the financial report comes out on October 16th. So sometime November, December, I think, is when they have to apply, and then we have until January 16th to do the decisions next time. So we're a little late this time, but there were extenuating circumstances, so
Yeah.
I think we'll be forgiven for that.
Yep. And we should have ideas about, do I have my own hats? We should have, this is Nora, we should have ideas about if we're gonna do something to kind of promote the Halloween thing we talked about,
Mhm.
or if we're gonna let that lay. I don't think we'll have any problem with it. I don't think it's a big undertaking, but,
Well, my wife was actually listening to one of the meetings, and she thought that was a great idea, so she thought she would put it in for.
excellent, excellent.
So I will have to recuse that myself from that vote since it'll be my wife, but
Yep, let's absolutely do something about trying to get that done, because I think that would be really fun in this town, so.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. Okay, so 2 weeks it is.
Yeah, 2 weeks. All
Alright.
right. Yeah, if nobody has anything else, I'd say move to close the meeting and we can have it a short one tonight.
Okay,
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
I will move to close the meeting.
Oh,
All right.
Second.
yay.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap for everybody. Thank you so much again for all your work and being patient with me coming on board with this. And yeah, I look forward to everything that we're gonna do in the future. This is gonna be fun.
Well, you've done a great job this year. Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Theo.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Theo.
Yep.
Have a good night,
All
everyone.
right.
Everyone.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
All right. Good night.
Good night.